on the barren plains, where every grain of dust bears the footprints of the strong. The story of life has never been written in peace. When the armored giant steps into the domain of the king of the grassland, who will be forced to retreat? Death battle on the grasslands. The giant rhino versus the Lion King. Dawn in the fierce and harsh Savannah grassland. Life exists here not by luck, but by adapting or being swallowed. Rare pools of water become the heart of the grassland, both a place of rebirth and a fierce battlefield. When the heat cracks the ground, only the toughest species can stand firm. Under the late afternoon sun, a few rhinos trudge toward a small watering hole strewn with pebbles. The thick layer of dust makes their rough gray skin look even more like ancient armor. Their gait is slow, but each step is like a hammer blow to the ground. In this harsh world, rhinos do not need speed, nor venom. Their weapons are pure strength and indomitable determination. Despite their taciturn and powerful appearance, rhinos are gentle herbivores. They spend most of their time grazing on low grass, finding muddy places to cool down and chase away parasites. With large ears that rotate constantly to listen, their keen sense of smell helps them detect enemies from afar. But their eyesight is quite poor, making them easily surprised by lurking dangers. The old scars are deeply engraved on the skin of adult rhinos, like trophies. They are proof that, in the battle for survival in the harsh grasslands, this giant has faced death many times. The baby, only a few months old, walks unsteadily next to its mother. It does not yet have the strength of its horns, nor does it know how to defend itself. All survival depends on its mother's protection. In the world of predators, an adult rhino is too dangerous, but a baby rhino is a prize that no ruler can ignore. In the distance, in the tall grass, the lioness lurked and watched. Her golden eyes locked on every movement. She had been tracking the rhino for half a day, waiting for a moment of weakness. The atmosphere was tense as a string. And then, the confrontation broke out. The rhino charged forward, each step of its feet reverberating like thunder. The The lion had to retreat in chaos. The painful gore was an expensive lesson. Not all prey were willing to run away. But here, even the slightest noise could signal a new life and death battle. For rhinos, fighting is not only for survival, but also for reproduction. When the breeding season comes, the males turn into giant warriors. They roam the savanna, using their distinctive scents to mark their territory. When two males target a female, the entire grassland becomes an arena. The loud goring sounds pierce the air, and dust flies everywhere. Two living steel blocks collide, their horns clashing, sparks flying. No tactics, no tricks, only pure strength and determination determine the winner. When one is forced to leave, the winner approaches the female, beginning the journey to maintain the bloodline. The mating is brief, but behind it is a gestation period lasting 15 to 16 months, one of the longest in the mammalian world. When the calf is born, weighing about 40 kilograms, it immediately becomes the center of all dangers. Without a herd to protect it like antelopes or buffalo, the baby rhino has only one shield, the mother. And in those early years, every step of the mother rhino is a battle against predators, against thirst, and against death lurking under every dry grass. In the midst of the fierce grasslands, rhinos appear as a symbol of pure strength. With their thick, hard armor, sharp horns, and indomitable will, they are not only survivors, but also a testament to the resilience of nature. However, the savanna does not belong only to armored giants. On the other side of the savanna, an even more massive figure is gradually moving out of the dust. It is the African elephant, the most gigantic creature on land, with heavy footsteps that seem to shake the ground. They are the embodiment of transcendent memory and solidarity, values that have helped them maintain their position as engineers of the ecosystem for millions of years. In the blazing sunlight of the savanna, African elephants appear like giant mobile fortresses. Adult males are up to 4 meters tall, weigh more than 7 tons, their wide ears like giant fans flapping gently in the wind to dissipate the scorching heat. On their time-chapped faces, long, curved tusks extend like white spears, both as a weapon of protection and as a tool for digging the ground, felling trees, and finding water sources hidden deep in the savannah. The elephant's trunk, a marvelous muscular structure with more than 40,000 muscle bundles, is a symbol of dexterity in a massive form. With it, an elephant can uproot a large tree, but can also gently pick up a tiny blade of grass. Each day, an adult needs nearly 200 kilos of food, forcing them to move constantly in search of young grass, leaves, and tree bark. Not only strong, elephants are also master social creatures. The elephant herd is led by a female elephant, who is the oldest and most experienced leader of the herd. The instinct of solidarity makes them a unified block. When an enemy appears, the whole herd immediately forms a steel circle, protecting the young ones in the center. Their extraordinary memory allows them to remember old water sources after decades, leading the whole herd back at the time of the most severe drought. And in communication, elephants use low-frequency sounds, an invisible language that travels tens of kilometers, to call each other in the vast sea of grass. In elephants, maternal love and collective care are fundamental. The gestation period lasts 22 months, the longest in the mammalian world. When the baby elephant is born, weighing more than 100 kilos, it is not only the mother's responsibility, but also the whole herd. The baby elephant suckles for many years, grows up under the protective arms of the aunts, the females in the herd, and is nurtured by the strength of the collective. In nature, almost no predator dares to confront an adult elephant. Only young ones separated from the herd become reckless targets of lions, hyenas, or giant crocodiles. Elephants are not only the largest land animals, they are also engineers of the ecosystem, creating paths in the jungle, opening new water holes, and spreading seeds through their dung. They maintain the biological rhythm of the savannah, like silent conductors of nature. The The sun gradually sets on the horizon, drawing long shadows on the cracked grasslands. The savanna's harshness never ceases, where the scorching heat and endless hunger test every living creature. And in that stifling silence, another person prepares to enter the savanna's race to death. In the golden picture of the sunset, the slim figure of the cheetah gently separates from the dry grass. Its long body, slender legs and thick tail that curves like a rudder, all are created by nature for the sole purpose of speed. Unlike lions or leopards, they do not rely on strength or stealth. The cheetah's only weapon is its ability to explode in the blink of an eye, reaching speeds of more than 100 km/h, as fast as an arrow shot from the savanna's bow. On its cold face, two black streaks run from the corners of its eyes to its muzzle, a natural anti-glare paint that helps them focus on their target in the harsh sunlight. Each stride can be up to 7 meters long, and in just a few seconds, the distance between the hunter and the prey is shortened to a suffocating distance. In the distance, the herd of antelopes grazes silently, their ears twitching slightly with each gust of wind. None of them knows that in the yellow grass less than 100 meters away, a killer is lurking. The cheetah lowers its body, its eyes locked on a stray antelope. Its heart beats rapidly, its muscles tense like a bowstring pulled to the limit. And then it dashes. The savanna exploded in a storm of speed. A short cry, then all was silent. Death happened in an instant, as swift as the nature of this predator. On the savanna, life is determined not by lasting strength, but by explosive moments, where speed is absolute power. The sun gradually set towards the horizon, covering the savanna in a brilliant yellow mixed with crimson. The wind blew fiercely, carrying with it clouds of dry dust. In the distance, the Mara River flowed, its surface turbid, carrying with it a fierce force from upstream. In the distance, the ground shook with the pounding of footsteps. A herd of wildebeest, tens of thousands strong, was pouring towards the banks of the Mara River, forming a giant dark brown stream in the midst of a sea of yellow grass. Smoke and dust rose up, mingling with hoarse roars that echoed throughout the savannah. They jostled and pressed each other step by step, their eyes filled with panic as they stood before the surging water. Instinct urged the herd to cross the river to find fresh grass and water, but ahead was suffocating fear. A few recklessly dove in first, their heavy bodies swept away in the ferocious current. The herd behind immediately rushed down, turning the river surface into a sea of white waves. Under the murky water, giant black shadows had been lying still for hours, motionless like rotten logs. Only cold yellow eyes floated above the water, following each hasty jump of the wildebeest herd. Suddenly the water surged. A crocodile jumped up. The crocodile spun around madly, dragging its victim deeper into the darkness. The roaring sound of water, the stamping of hooves, all turned the river into a bloodthirsty arena. For a moment, the chaos subsided, but the dark shadows under the water continued to crawl silently, waiting for the next opportunity. They are the absolute rulers of Africa's underwater world. With a length that can exceed 5 meters and a weight of half a ton, they are one of the last giant reptiles left from the prehistoric era. Their armor-like skin, sharp serrated teeth, and bite force 10 times stronger than a lion's make them almost invincible creatures. Crocodiles do not need to chase, do not need to expend energy. They choose to lie still for hours, even days, hiding like a dead log, just waiting for the right moment to explode. Their food is extremely diverse, from fish, birds, antelopes, to even buffaloes or zebras that carelessly come to drink water. With their super strong stomachs, they can even digest turtle bones and shells. Crocodiles usually breed during the dry season. Female crocodiles dig nests on the sandbanks of rivers and lay from 25 to 80 eggs. After 3 months, the eggs hatch and the mother crocodile gently carries each baby into the water with her snout, a rare contrast between fierceness and maternal instinct. Adult crocodiles have almost no natural enemies. Only young crocodiles easily become prey for birds of prey, monitor lizards or large fish. On the flowing rivers of Africa, the Nile crocodile still silently holds the throne under the water. They do not need to show off, nor do they need blazing speed. with deadly patience and surprise attacks. This ancient reptile has affirmed its position throughout millions of years of evolution. On the harsh savanna, life has never been a peaceful song. No species is an absolute winner. Because each creature carries within itself a unique weapon of strength, memory, speed, or deadly patience. And it is this diversity that has created a glorious savanna, but also stained with red blood. Do you think rhinos are worthy of being the tanks of the savanna when they dare to confront the Lion King, or because they are so big? Leave a comment below the video. And remember to hit the bell, subscribe so you don't miss our next series on wildlife survival.